Some people chase the mainstream. Others crave what hides in shadows. Welcome to Indie Horror Junkie, the home of filmmakers, writers, artists, and fans who live for the strange, the bold, the unapologetically independent. From blood-soaked short films and underground features to creator spotlights, reviews, and horror you won't find anywhere else. No studio filters, no safe bets, just raw imagination and fearless storytelling. If you love horror that takes risks, horror that bleeds passion, horror made by creators who refuse to play it safe, then you're already one of us. Indie Horror Junkie. Feed your fear. Support the underground. Indie Horror Junkie, where independent horror lives and refuses to die.
Welcome to the Indie Horror Junkie podcast, where nightmares meet the light, shadows entwine. Tonight we dive deep into the horror scene, with Rod and Ricky in the asylum, they me living the dream. Hear the howl of the night echo in your mind, where the rebels are fried, leaving no soul behind. Movers and shakers, we've got the scoop. Filmmakers and actors, they're part of our group. Indie horror lovers, gather all around, bringing the edge, where true tales are found. With every wound that bleeds, a story to tell. Join us, laugh, where the haunted begins.
Hey, lunatic Lance, how is it going?
What's happening, Rod and Rick?
Oh, I'm here, brother. I'm here. Amy's not with us today, so that's why you're in the house. But you have been with us, all three of us together. But, at least it'll just be us tonight. So
Yeah, y'all are stuck with my ugly mug.
it's all right. It's all good. All right, we have a good show lined up for you today.
Yes.
We want to go ahead and get started, of course, with our normal housekeeping to kind of get you all caught up on what's happening in the world of Indie Horror Junkie. And then we'll go ahead and introduce our special guests, show a little trailer, and then get down to business. So first and foremost, we'll talk about Dances with Blood. That's our new horror film challenge. You register your teams right now. There doesn't have to be anything else. Just go into filmfreeway.com, register your team. When the registration process is over, we'll have a live event that will go ahead and randomly select an item, a line of dialogue, and something else. What was the other thing? An item, a line of dialogue, and something else. I don't remember. But
No, I think that's it. They get 48 hours. You get one line of dialogue that has to be used, and then a prop that has to be used.
A prop that has to be. That's the third thing. Okay, and it's not 48 hours. It's basically 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, it's a 2-week challenge,
Yeah,
not
it's a
48
2-week
hours.
challenge. You'll have 2 weeks to write, direct, produce, and turn in a 10-minute short film. And then the winners, we have various prize packs, but the overall winner is going to get that amazing trophy, Dances with Blood trophy, is going to get a full-page article in the Indie Horror Junkie magazine, multiple submissions to upcoming film festivals, and $1,000 in cold hard cash. So definitely join in. There's other prizes as well with other cash prizes and other cool things. So definitely check it out, danceswithblood.com, and we'll get that party started. Next up, we have the newsletter. This is a fairly new thing that we started. It goes out the first of every month, and it basically just catches you up on all the latest and greatest information that's going on, whether it's films, whether it's upcoming issues, whether it's appearances, the film festival, all kinds of stuff like that. So definitely, if once you sign up or you buy anything, or you can just send us your email address, we'll add you to the distro list, and you'll get the newsletter every month sent directly to your email, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy it. Next
Very
up,
cool.
we have, just to let you know, make sure you like and subscribe, Indie Horror Junkie, the podcast, definitely go over to it. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. So definitely check it out. And please like and subscribe to keep us rolling. Now, as far as the magazine goes, this is the latest issue that is currently out. Boogeyman's on the cover. That shows you a list of a lot of the different articles that we have in the magazine. And our Indie Horror Hottie for this issue is Janet J. of the Mummy and the Monkey podcast. We had them on.
Yes, very cool.
Great couple of people. They got a great podcast. So you definitely need to check them out. We have a nice spread on her and giving all the details of the show and all kinds of stuff. That's the current issue. The reason I mention that is because in less than 2 weeks, we have the next issue coming out. We're going to be releasing the cover like we normally do on the first of the month of release, which means September 1st, we'll release the cover. And this cover is extra special. Can't tell you why, but it's extra special. So I'm
just got to watch and find out.
You got to watch and find out. We'll release the cover on the 1st and open it up for pre-sales. And then on the 13th, those magazines will start shipping. So mark your calendars, September 1st. Okay, what else?
Also, don't forget, you guys also offer a year subscription now as well.
That is right. I didn't even remember that. Yes, Indie Horror Junkie magazine now offers a subscription. Definitely check it out. It's discounted, either a subscription to the digital copy or a subscription to the print copy. It's totally up to you. All right, next up, da-da-da! This is our short film sequel to the original Clock. So this one's called The Clock Hell's Bells. We're filming it in the iconic May Stringer house in Brooksville, which is supposed to be, allegedly, the most haunted house in all of Florida. We'll find out. We're going to dig up what we can and throw our female cast to the ghosts while the rest of us film what happens. So we're really excited about this. We got Brink Stevens flying in. We got Celeste Blandon, who is here today.
Yes.
We have Kendall Kruger. So we have our 3 main ladies that'll be there, and we're really excited with what we're going to be bringing you. So follow along, and we'll start giving you all the details. And the reason I mentioned that also is because we have the Halloween Horror Picture Show, which is coming up on Halloween in Port Richey at the Cinema 6. And the reason I mentioned this is because one of the special events that we're going to have there is the world premiere of The Clock Hell's Bells. So you'll be able to see it first before it hits out to the regular festival circuit, and then ultimately gets hooked up with the original Clock and the potential third and final film, The Clock Judgment Day, which is going to be really cool. At that Halloween Horror Picture Show, we're also going to have a special screening of Speed Demon. Henrietta Blood will make a live appearance for photos. We have a brand new comic that will be out that day, Dr. Feargood versus Henrietta Blood. And we got a lot of other giveaways. Bring an unwrapped toy for our Christmas toy run. And you'll get a raffle ticket. And we got a really great prize pack we're putting together. All right. One last thing here. Let's introduce you. I think we did this last week, but we'll do this again or last podcast. This is our cast, our main cast for The Clock Hell's Bells. Kendall Kruger, Celeste Blandon, and Brink Stevens. So just keep an eye out. We got a lot of stuff. You can go to theclockhellsbells.com to start following up along, and we're going to be posting a lot of stuff here because, as I said, filming begins in less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I think I got that all out about as quickly as
one more thing. Oh,
go for it.
Tarot cards.
Oh, geez. Thank you, Lance. One of our proud sponsors here, Tarot Cards. We want to let you know this because at the Halloween Horror Picture Show, they've given us 2 actual printed cards autographed for the movie Speed Demon. I'm going to have them for giveaways there at the event. So you got to come, and that'll be one of the giveaways that we have there if you come to the event. This is really cool. So definitely check out Tarot Cards. Tarot Cards is it's an app basically that's a free, you can tell them, let's get
the free online trading card app. You can download it on your iOS, Google Play, whatever, and trade with your friends, collect all the cards. They also offer physical cards at tradingcards.com, and you can go there and you can actually buy these right now. They are available for purchase, but we've also got these for giveaway at the Halloween Horror Picture Show.
Outstanding. All right, now.
And I've got mine. I
know you do. And I've got the other 2 here to give away. So, all right, I think we got everything covered. So let's go ahead and not keep our guests waiting any longer. Our guests today are select members of the cast and crew for an upcoming movie called Deathwoods.
I've been waiting on this one for a while, boy. I tell you what.
Lots of people have, including me. So let's do what we normally do. We're going to show you the trailer here. And when the trailer is done, we'll have them on screen and we'll get to start asking some questions. All right? Check out the trailer here for Deathwoods.
So, anybody got a scary story?
You know I do. People that come out to these woods, They disappear. Just like that.
Well, I think we should talk about something other than naked people that get chopped up.
Come on, seriously? A ton of boobs and blood in the same movie? What's not to like? Scotty, we gotta hit the road. I'm just saying have some fun, man. It's been a long time since you've been single. And frankly, it's been a long time since I've seen my friend smile. Just cut loose. No strings attached, right? Hey, Michelle. This is Scott. He is incredibly single and incredibly well hung.
What are we supposed to do out here these next couple of days?
There's a lake up here. You can go swimming.
I'm really looking forward to doing some hiking.
We need group activity. So I suggest we do some hide and seek. Derek said.
One Mississippi.
Who hit me with the marshmallow?
You don't think they'd actually be in there, do you?
They weren't anywhere else. There's only one way we can find out.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ready or not, here I come!
No, this is gonna protect us. This is gonna protect us.
We need to find the others, okay?
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Hey, that looks like it has a gratuitous amount of blood, which is all good for me. All right, let's introduce everybody. We'll go around the horn here. First, Jake and Celeste, introduce yourselves. What's your role, and what is it that you're doing in this particular film?
Well, hi, I'm Jake Capronica, and
Hi, I'm Celeste Blandon.
we are Simpatico Pictures. That's our production company. We are in association with producing Deathwoods. I myself co-directed the movie, co-wrote the movie, produced the movie, and starred in the movie along things. But those are the main ones right there.
And I'm a producer. I was also hair and makeup, and also Tiffany.
Okay, and we'll go to Derek here.
Sorry, I vanished and I'm back.
It's all good, man.
So, what was the question? My bad. I'm so sorry.
Basically, just introduce yourself and what your participation was in the film.
Yeah, so I'm Derek Worley. I was co-director alongside Jake, and I did special effects makeup.
And he played somebody, but it's a spoiler, so.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about that. Don't spoil nothing yet.
Right. Scott?
I'm Scott Connor. I created the film and wrote the film and produced. And I'm a big reason why these guys are here helping do everything. Brought these guys in, and they did an amazing job for me.
Well, thank you for that, because we're all looking forward to this movie. So let's get right into it. Like I said on the pregame, basically, is that this is going to be organic, so we'll just kind of go where the conversation takes us. But we definitely want to spend a lot of time talking about Deathwoods. Maybe, Scott, this is the best question for you. How did this concept all come about? What was the thought process? How did it get to where we're about to see this movie next month?
So I'd always wanted to be a part of the horror genre. Friday 13th was a favorite growing up, and I wanted to do something like that. So started thinking of a way to make a movie that could be similar to that but different. And my first thoughts on writing is I wanted characters that people could relate to, that were all different, had their own backgrounds. I wanted to make a good story in the movie. I didn't want to just have people in the woods getting killed. So I wanted something that people would enjoy, as well as just seeing the murder and everything. So during the writing process, I took about a year to actually get the script going. And afterwards, I would go back and touch up things here and there. If I saw something maybe in a movie that was similar, I would fix mine to make it not like theirs. And after that, just set out to find a crew, and we all got together and made something happen.
Cool. Now, when you said you set out to find a crew, did you have these particular people in mind, or were you all in the same area? How did this come about to get everybody together?
So the first thing I looked for was my director of photography, and I found Jaron Lewis. He was about 15 minutes from me, actually. It was just luck that he happened to be close. And Felissa Rose, who you will see in the movie, she had mentioned Derek to me a year prior to that and about doing effects. But once I hired Jaron, he mentioned Jake. We brought Jake in, and then we contacted Derek because Jaron also mentioned Derek. So I thought, well, people are mentioning this guy, so we need to bring him in. And she had mentioned a couple of other names, actors. Elsie Holt was one. Reached out to him, and we got together. We had, 5-man crew to shoot the opening scene. We put that together first, and then after that, we hired some more crew members. I think we had about 12 total crew members afterwards, and filmed the rest of the movie the following summer.
Sounds about right.
I was just going to ask you that. What was the production schedule like? Because I know it was shot outside, so that has its own set of difficulties. I'm an independent filmmaker, so believe me, I know all that stuff. But what was it like a 2-week shoot? You said next summer. So how long was the production time?
So the opening scene of the movie we shot in 2 nights, about 6 to 7 hours each night. We got a lot done in that little bit of time. There were 4 kills in that scene. Felissa's scene was about a 3 to 4 hour shoot, I think.
Yeah, we did that in one day, just about 4 hours, I think it was.
A quarter of a day.
Yeah. So 3 days equaled about a day and a half's worth of filming, and then the main story we shot that in 12 days. 12 and a half days. We had a rain day that kind of cut a day in half, but yeah, about 12 total days. We got a lot done. We did use 2 cameras, which helped. We were able to get multiple angles at the same time.
Where'd you guys shoot it at?
Thanks. Middle Tennessee, Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and Smyrna, Tennessee.
Okay. Some of the questions we'll ask you and stuff are going to be things like that about equipment and all this stuff, because we have a lot of independent filmmakers and stuff that watch the show, and we like to try and be informative if we can. So with that said, what kind of cameras did you guys use?
There were Sony FX3s. I think the cold open was shot with the
A7. Yeah, cold open was shot with
A7 threes.
And same with the flashback. We still had that on the flashback as well. Not until principal photography did we go into the FX3.
Right.
All right. So now with that, I know you're obviously a horror fan, as you explained, and obviously I guess what I really want to find out about, what were your influences when you wrote this script? Obviously Friday the 13th, but what other influences did you have, like favorite horror movies that you did stuff that you wanted, whether it be an homage or something like that? Because I have one that I want to ask you about, see if you hit it. But what other ones do you have?
So obviously Friday the 13th. I liked the kills in Sleepaway Camp a lot, and I liked that setting. And I also liked the kills in The Burning. That was one of the ones. Those 3 movies, the outdoors were the biggest, I guess, thing that got me to do this movie. I liked all of them, though. I loved Halloween. I loved all the old Hades horror movies. And my first one, I wanted it to be the camping. I didn't want to be in a campground. I wanted to actually be in the woods, because I think that's scarier, because you don't know your surroundings, versus being in a campground. You can hide in a house or whatever. So, I wanted to go that direction, so I did that a little different. But, those 3 were the biggest influences on Deathwoods for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention, was The Burning. When I saw that, I'm like, I love that.
Well, that was actually Derek had brought doing that up. We discussed different ways to do some kills. I had some kills written out, but we kind of went over all those and thought, what can we do to make this really cool and do some good homages to the movies? And there are several. If you pay attention to these kills in this movie, you'll see Sleepaway Camp. You'll see Friday the 13th. You'll see
absolutely.
You'll see that.
Yeah, I love that stuff, and I'm a huge 80s horror fan, so I appreciate especially stuff like that. But you'll get some people that say, oh, they did that, or they took that from this, they took that from that. But people like me, they think that just means that this person is a lover of horror, saw all these movies, and this is their homage to all that stuff and the stuff that they enjoy. So I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's one thing when you do it as like an homage. It's something different if you're trying to completely emulate what has already been done. But it sounds like you guys it's an homage with your own kind of original spin on it.
And we got some original kills in there too. There's been a couple where people are like, oh, I haven't seen one like that before.
So,
I've
Oh,
noticed that
that's
there's a lot
okay.
of people that either get into horror movies because they love the stories and they like something original, but there's so many people out there that just go for the gore. I mean, like the Terrifier people, that especially part 2 and part 3, that's all you hear about is they went for the gore. I mean, not a story. They went to see how people are going to die and what unique ways that people can get killed. It's crazy.
That's definitely part of the thrill of horror, especially with slashers. I feel like it's like you go for a good time. You know, you want to have fun, you want to laugh a little bit, and you know, but obviously you go because the killers are like superheroes almost. You just want to see them do as much damage as possible, you
Good
know.
point.
So
Good point.
especially as these like franchises, you know, like Friday the 13th or Halloween or Hellraiser or what have you. You know, you just want to see a higher body count. You want to see more, bigger, better, crazier kills, you know. So it's yeah, I mean, I feel like that is a big an alluring factor of those films for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
without giving too much away, is there a particular kill that you guys like? Your favorite one of Deathwoods that you did?
No spoilers. No spoilers.
For me, it's between two. I mean, it's like picking a favorite child over here. You know? But there is a kill in the cold open that I love it just because the audience reactions at all of our theatrical screenings have been like over the top. And then another one is towards the end because it's almost like a fake out because it's like one of those things where I feel like people are watching it and they're like, oh, that'll happen off screen. And then it cuts back to it in full swing. And it's like, oh, shit. Like, it's like you get whiplash from it for sure. But those are just fun ones to film. Obviously, I don't want to spoil too much, but they're both very, very graphic.
Yeah. As a filmmaker, that's one of the things that I really appreciate is when you have those screenings and you finally get to show your film to somebody else that hasn't seen it a million times during the editing process, and when they either jump or recoil because of an effect or a jump scare or something like that, or even if they laugh at a particular joke that you wrote in, they're just hoping people will get it. You know, it's almost like, you know, finally somebody got me. You know,
yeah.
So
and
we had our first drive-in screening up in Dayton, Ohio.
Nice.
We got word that Derek, I don't know if it was one of your friends or somebody told us that they did drive away. There was a
yeah. So yeah, I mean, first off, it was amazing getting to have it play at a drive-in. You know, I think I can speak for Scott and Jake when I say the reactions of the crowd, we could hear it all, you know, and it's like people seem to really, really enjoy it, you know. And yeah, a guy did come up to tell me, he was like, dude, I just have to tell you, my buddy actually dragged me out to this. He's like, he told me about it, you know, he apparently knows Jake and Celeste and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. But he was like, he ended up having to leave towards the end during this particular kill because he's like, dude, this is just, it's too much. Now, I will say, it's not like we're not on like Terrifier 3 levels of like craziness with the gore, but
it's pretty mild.
I do feel like it was a mild kill that got him too. But I think what it is that particular actor's performance in that scene, I think, is what really, really sells it. Yeah. And I think if you're watching, you're like, oh my God, like it's intense, you know.
Is there a hint of it in the trailer?
Not in that one.
No,
not that one.
Okay,
okay.
And I think it catches people by surprise too, because it is like there's something happening, and then bam, it happens, and you're like, oh shit, you know. And it's pretty mean. I will say, like some of the kills are pretty mean.
But that guy, when he came to the movie, I mean, obviously Jake and Celeste. I mean, did he expect it to be like a Hallmark movie or something?
Beats me.
I mean, when you see the poster,
yes,
I don't
Deathwoods,
think it's
come on
now.
This is a Christmas relationship movie.
Oh.
So I heard at the beginning there, obviously you told about how you picked everybody up and this person led to that person and so on and so forth, but I didn't hear Celeste. What happened with Celeste? How'd she get involved?
Well, she came in, we were a package deal.
Not just that. God approached me about a different role in the film.
Okay. Yes. It was at Scarefest, right? I think you were with sitting at another filmmaker's table promoting a movie that you had done. Was it Phantom Fun World, maybe?
Yes, it was.
Yes, and I saw Celeste, and I had seen you in something, and I think maybe Jaren had mentioned you and Jake at the time, so I had talked to her about playing the role of Michelle originally, auditioning for that, and then Jake had brought up, well, how about we play Tiffany and Derek, which I think that worked out perfect. So
yeah, so we play like romantic partners in the movie, and we are in real life. So the chemistry really helped there.
Not a hard sell.
And I feel like we're very goofy with each other, so it works out because I feel like those characters are pretty goofy.
Yeah, I saw Jake in the trailer, so I recognized him. But then it's like when you mentioned that Derek's in it, I'm like, I didn't see him, but you weren't in the trailer, were you? Obviously, you said, "Oh no, we're not supposed to talk about that." That's right. That's for when you see it.
No spoilers, Rick.
The word, yeah. Mum's the word.
I'll say this much: you don't see my face, so you may not know it's me, but you'll see. You know, well, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right,
it's
good.
me. It's just my feet.
When it comes to Celeste, I'm trying to get away from here because he's going to give away the farm here. So when it comes to Celeste, my first experience seeing Celeste was Black Canvas.
Yeah,
we had sent that over. That was a creepy as shit movie, Earl.
Thank you.
How did that come about? Was that like just some kind of fever dream? And you said, Jake, we got to shoot this, or what happened?
It's kind of crazy because, well, my experience with that film was he came to me the day before we shot it. Like, I've got the script. We should shoot it tomorrow. And so we did. It was just the two of us. And for one particular shot, we brought in one of my friends to be my shoulder. But aside from that, that was all us just a day after he wrote it. That was his brainchild. He did everything. I just acted and covered myself in KY jelly and had an allergic reaction and just let it happen. Because, like, the reason why my skin looks like that is I'm having an allergic reaction. I said, let's just keep rolling. It looks cool.
It was gnarly.
It was
Sometimes
fun.
it just be like that.
Yeah, that's the only movie that I've ever made that's given me like a bad dream. Like, I had a bad dream afterwards of myself. So that was freaky.
Yeah, I could see that. But also in the trailer, I saw Caitlin Newberry.
Yep. Caitlin
So she's
Newberry,
in it as well.
yep.
So Caitlin, you got Felissa, you got Celeste.
Jessa Jupiter Flux or Jessa Daisy, whatever she's going by these days.
Jessa Flux, yeah.
A queen.
Very cool. So when it comes to the cast, how did you go about selecting them? Were these people that you've just seen in other films? And you're like, all right, I'm writing this specifically for this person. Obviously, you didn't do that with Celeste because you had her targeted for a different role. But how did that come about? Was it people you just selected, or was it movies you'd seen? How did you determine the cast members you wanted?
It was kind of a blend of the two because a lot of the people, like for instance, Caitlin, you know, we knew Caitlin already. She was our friend. Same with like, you know, we were friends with Anthony Dane, friends with Kellen Jackson, friends with a lot of these people, but that didn't give anybody an advantage.
Yeah,
we still
auditioned.
made we made Caitlin audition and made everybody audition. You know, we were able to reach out to people personally. We also put out a casting call and had hundreds of submissions, and we just were thorough and gave people callbacks, and then a second round of callbacks, and did chemistry reads when we were down to the wire with a few different roles, and just paired people together and see who could read with who better.
Except Scott did find Mackenzie prior to like any of us being attached. Like, Scott should tell like how he found Mackenzie.
But don't give away too much.
Yeah. But
Well, so as far as Mackenzie, originally I had planned on shooting the summer before, but I had to take a break because my mom was really sick with cancer. And Mackenzie had auditioned. A few other people had auditioned, and she knocked the role out of the park. The other people I kind of just held on to until I could get everything going again. But once I decided to shoot the following summer, I kept Mackenzie because she was so good. Everyone else I told they had to audition again. So because we were starting over, and we did that. The opening scene of the movie, I wanted to make that scene just as big as I could make it with like great kills, the names and everything. So we brought in Elsie Holt from You're Next, Miles Dimitri Baker from the band Ice Nine Kills, Jessa Daisy, and Anna Clary. We brought them in because I wanted to have people that the audience would know just by seeing them on the screen. And we wanted to make that kind of big to stand out at the beginning of the movie, and as well for our opening teaser trailer to start our fundraiser and everything. So that's how we cast those, and then everyone else auditioned.
Very cool. Yeah, I definitely caught some faces and stuff, and I think having those names involved definitely should help you with distribution. Have you secured distribution for it? Obviously, it's coming out, so I would assume you did.
Yeah. So if you saw in the trailer, it opens with Cineverse, Bloody Disgusting, and Screambox.
Okay.
So it'll be a Screenbox exclusive on September 1st, distributed by Cineverse.
Which is actually Anthony Dane's birthday and the day before mine, so it's a good omen.
Very nice. So you said it comes out September 1st, right? How is that going to, how can we see it? It's going to be just on Screenbox, right?
Yeah, it'll be streaming exclusively on Screenbox, but you'll be able to like rent and purchase through like Fandango, Amazon, Roku, YouTube, all that good stuff as well. With, of course, we're all big physical media collectors and fans, so that'll come probably some point in October. So a little bit, not too far away, but for those who are big physical media nuts, that'll be coming a little bit down the road.
Only at conventions. You can only grab the physical media if you find us at a convention.
And
really? You're not going to have them on a website or for a sale or anything like that?
So in the deal with Cineverse, they also will be selling physical media. I'm not sure where they're going to be putting it. Maybe like Walmart and maybe online. So the deal they gave me was I get to sell them at work conventions.
Yeah, it works.
That's still pretty cool.
And
Absolutely.
There's an exclusive featurette on it, so you guys don't want to miss it. It's made.
Now, as an independent filmmaker myself, okay, I want to ask you about the physical media release. Obviously, it's still a ways off, but are you going to load that baby down with extra features and stuff like that? If so, can you give us a sneak peek of what may or may not be on that physical media?
We have about 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes worth, right, Jake?
Yeah, so we're kind of in like our test phase right now with our physical media. So our first batch of Blu-rays and DVDs will probably just be the movie, just to see the manufacturer quality, how we want to, if we want to keep going with them. And then once we figure out exactly what we want and who we want to go with, then we'll do like a deluxe or special edition DVD or Blu-ray that will have probably a roughly 30-minute making of Deathwoods featurette, probably maybe 1 or 2 deleted scenes, some bloopers. I've been sifting through the footage, and I don't even want to call them bloopers. I almost want to just call them takes that we didn't use that were still funny.
Yeah.
You know, you do
like alternative takes, you know,
are the darlings that we killed, you know, because there's so many awesome, and you can only choose one. It's, you know, one delivery of one line and 10 of them are good, and you're like, oh, how do I choose one? I want everyone to see everything. So I think that might be one of the special features, is just like alternate takes. I think that would be really fun.
Well, I think you may have just answered this question with that last part, Scott, and you, but I was going to ask you, was there any stuff that you guys shot that hit the cutting room floor and stuff like that? So is it an extensive amount of scenes that didn't make the final cut?
There are a couple that will tie into something in the movie without spoiling anything. Like Jake had mentioned, a couple of shots that are kind of funny with just the characters. There is a scene, I kind of give myself a little small scene in the movie where a beer bottle gets yanked out of my hand and the scene needs to move fast. So we cut part of it. The second part is I shrug my shoulders and take another guy's beer and start drinking it. And it was kind of funny, but if we would have kept that in, it would have made that scene kind of drag and it wouldn't have worked out. But that's something that we may see in there. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun Deathwoods trivia question, is like, where do you see the creator Scott Connor? You name his character, because when the guy that takes the beer bottle out of Scott's hand, when he does it, he says, "Sorry, Chief," and takes it. So he calls him Chief. So when the credits roll at the end, you see Scott Connor as Chief in the credits. So
it's kind of like a Where's Waldo thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
The interesting thing, when we're cutting this thing together, the first draft, like the first rough draft, this movie is over 2 hours long. Like, it was ridiculous with all the footage there. And then it's like you start somewhere and then you have to work it down, you know? And I think kind of to like what Jake was saying, you know, there are so many scenes that had really funny bits that it was like, there was a point, and Scott's mentioned this before, it was like, it was almost like too funny. It was like, all right, we need to reel this back a little. We are making a scary movie here, so it's like you kind of got to pull that back. And there's a lot of people, you know, that we kind of were real loose about letting them like ad lib things too. So it's like kind of to Jake's credit, what he was saying, that, you know, you have 10 takes and every single take they're saying or doing something a little bit different. It's like, fuck, these are so good. This is so funny. It's like, well, how do we even begin to pick this out, you know? And it was tough. Like, it was legitimately hard tightening up because it's like 86 minutes, so it is a very like
84.
well contained. Okay, listen here.
86 with
IMDb
credits.
says 86. So it's just like still. I mean, it's very quick, and the pacing is very it's very tight. And there's like a couple parts that it's like, it was a struggle getting it there. So I really look forward to being able to put some of those alternative takes or like extended, like here's the rest that had to be trimmed off, because it was just like there was just so much going on, but I think people enjoy seeing that, I think it's all a testament to like how well everyone's chemistry was on set, how well everyone meshed together, because it's like we're all friends outside of this, so it's like making a movie together that translates in there. And I think it translates in the final film, but I think these extended takes, it just goes a step further with that. And I don't know, I had so much fun going through it, but it was difficult trimming it all up for sure.
Now, is there anything that you guys wanted to shoot that you couldn't for some unforeseen reason?
Good question.
I don't think
like you
so.
wanted to get this in the film, but you just couldn't for some reason?
There's a joke I like that didn't make it in, and I always bring it up.
It would probably be in the extended. It was one of our two silly bits where
it was just climax. Too silly, and it ruined the pacing a little bit. But
it's at the climax of the film. Shit's hitting the fan. All the characters are running around, and one of the characters runs into a tent because she's looking for something. She goes, "Oh, this is intense."
That would have been brilliant. I'm with you, Derek.
I am heartbroken that didn't make it in the movie. And I get it and I respect it. And honestly, I do think it is better without it. But I think about it every time that scene pops up, and I'm like,
it's one of the sucker for a good pun and a one-liner.
It gives us all a laugh because it's like we all know,
Right.
So it's fun
for
us.
The most intense moments of the movie. It is like the
climax. It is, and it did kind of pull away from the intensity a little bit. So it's like I am glad it's not there because I think it makes that scene a lot more no pun intended, a lot more intense, but it is actually intense, but it's just little stuff like that is like, as a filmmaker, we all had to like collectively be like, make those hard decisions of like, all right, we do like this, but it is going to be better without it, and that is that's art, baby.
There was a kill. Oh, go ahead, Celeste.
I was gonna say one of our actresses sang "Honky Tonk."
Oh yeah!
What happened?
Oh yeah!
You remember that song from like the 2000s? I can't remember the honky tonk, but
honky tonk, but donkey donk.
Yeah, she was singing it.
Yeah. It's just like an establishing shot where like we're establishing some characters showing up and their trucks driving down the road, and our lavalier mics were still picking up their audio. And as they're just pulling up, one of them is just singing that song like a cappella, and it's hilarious. It's so funny.
Good.
And then we
didn't get cut till near the end.
Well, we really had to research like, okay, are we going to get copyright infringement for this? Like,
it was just in a gray area where it's like, let's just cut it and not risk it. Right. This could be a pain in the ass.
It came down to like, if you listen to it, is it the same melody as the real song, and is it recognizable enough to where, if Deathwoods makes hundreds of millions of dollars, can Capitol Records, who actually owns it, go, actually, we want that? And technically, yes, in a court, they could rule that we use that song without permission.
Yeah.
So
shout out Calloway Gassman, one of my best friends, and she really slayed that. She said so many funny things. Y'all just have to see.
Very cool. One other question I had for you with regards to this, and when you answer this question, obviously, don't give anything away, obviously, but this is just something that I'm curious about, because a lot of, especially in the horror genre, it just seems like everybody now is looking for that next icon or whatever it is, where they could make part 2, part 3, part 4 and stuff like that, in a franchise, stuff like that. Is this something that can spawn a sequel, or did you have that planned from the beginning, or is this pretty much just a one shot?
I did plan it for the beginning. I actually thought of the possibility of 3 movies. And I think when you see the killer in this movie, I think people will really like this look and would like to see this on screen again.
Because I think I think the killer design, the character design, is pretty simplistic. You know, it's a mask that you can buy from Rubber Gorilla. That's the website and the maker that made the mask. So shout out Rubber Gorilla. So you can find it on his website. It'll say "as seen in Deathwoods." But other than that, it's like a green raincoat and some gloves and boots. You know, and then your choice of weapon. You know, we use so many weapons in this movie. I don't think there's like a singular weapon that is like paired with this killer. So if you get that mask, or if somebody wants to 3D print that mask or whatever, I don't think it's going to be one of those cosplays that somebody has to spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars to try to recreate and go to conventions. That's going to be one of the more simplistic ones, kind of like a Michael Myers, where you just need the jumpsuit, mask, and a knife, and you're good to go. So I think if people resonate with this movie, I think it's going to be one of those costumes that you might see more often than not, just for the simplicity of it.
I feel like one of the biggest compliments we've gotten is a lot of people compliment the mask itself and like make comments on how cool they think it looks, you know, and I think it's one of those things, much to like what Jake said, you know, I think it's iconic and it stands out without like trying too hard. You know, I think there's a lot of movies that you can tell they're just like really trying to make a unique character. And this, it's kind of passive, it's simplistic, and it exists on its own without like kind of being forced in your face, you know? And I agree with Scott, you know, I think this is something that, you know, with the way it plays out, you know, I think it absolutely could spawn several sequels. You know, it's very capable of that. And there's a lot of possibilities with the costume, with the mask, of things that can be done with that. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's something, once you see it, it's going to leave you wanting more. And I think it's going to leave people wanting more and being like, oh, no, I need like 6 more of these, you know. So I hope, and I'm sure I speak for both Scott, Jake, and everyone else, like I do hope that it resonates with people enough to where they do buy the mask, and we see some cosplays of that. And I think it'd be cool to see, you know, go to a con and have a recognizable indie character like that people decide they want to cosplay. You know, that's like the ultimate form of flattery, I think. You know, it's imagine how the filmmakers who make stuff like, you know, Terrifier, or here's a deep cut, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, one of my favorites. You know, it's like people who like recognize it will appreciate it, but the people who made it are like, damn, this is cool. Like, people love it enough that they take the time to make a costume and show up here in that. So rad. So awesome. I think that'd be cool to see.
I think that if this movie were to have come out in the late 70s or early 80s, it would have been one of the films that would have gotten a bunch of sequels, and it would have became a franchise. It's not a film like Terrifier, where with the kills, kind of like you were saying earlier, where we were just really hitting the audience over the head with the gore effects and really drawing out the kills. Like, it's a kill scene that goes on for 5 minutes. You know, our kills are in the same style as they were back in those late 70s and 80s, where a character gets killed and, you know, it boom, it happens. Okay, now we're moving on.
We're still having fun.
And it's a practical. Everything's practical. We use no CG. We use no generative AI. Everything that you see, Derek really crafted with his hands, which is incredible. And then, yeah, I think it's a great. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel with this movie. I think that you're gonna, like Scott said, we have a good story, we have a good kills, we have some jump scares, we have good characters, we have a good killer design. So I think it's just one of our cast members, Graham Dickerson, always just says it's an all-American meat and potatoes slasher that people are gonna feel like is something that's being made in the present that belongs in the past. It's like, oh, this should have been a movie that came out in 1981. But for whatever reason, it's 2026. like what happened here? But
it feels like home.
It's still set in modern day. We didn't set the movie in the 80s. You know, it's set in modern day with, you know, we have cell phones and stuff like that, but it still has that old vibe.
It's the aesthetic of those classics, you know, and just it's like we've all said, you know, Scott saying it's so inspired so heavily by, you know, those 70s and 80s movies, and I think that's something we all related very heavily with, you know, and we wanted to pay homage to that, make something that stands on its own, but it's like like Jake said, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's just we're giving it our own shot. We're making our own version of what we love. At the end of the day, the art, it's all about making something we love and appreciate. And I wouldn't be doing FX if I hadn't grown up with all the 80s stuff. If I hadn't watched Demons and The Burning and stuff a gajillion times growing up, I probably wouldn't have been doing all this, and
True.
And so it's cool getting to see that come to fruition with that, and working with people like Scott and Jake and Jaron, who all appreciate that stuff as much as I do. It's really cool getting to bring that to life in the way that we have.
Yeah.
So what's the overall what's everybody's overall feeling now that it's actually finally coming out? Because I know Scott had talked about it was a process to write it and had to hold off for a summer, and then he was dealing with his mother. And I know last time I talked to Jake about Black Canvas, Deathwoods was kind of in limbo, was having a hard time getting distribution. How do you guys actually feel that it's finally come to fruition?
It's a relief. But yeah, just seeing a company like Cineverse put it out, seeing all these people leave reviews on the movie that were able to come to the screenings and everything, it's not something I could have ever imagined. It's a big dream come true. It's bigger than I expected, and hopefully it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Hopefully we can get something in theaters one day.
Very cool. I was going to say, but just watching the trailer, I get the 70s and 80s vibes. Even the poster, it just makes me think, like Jake said, that this was a movie that was shot back then. Even though you can tell that it's present day, you just get that vibe, you get that feeling and everything. So I love that, because 70s and 80s to me is always going to be the greatest time for horror films. So anybody that does that and takes those vibes or whatever it is and brings them to life, I'm all for it. One question I got for you, Scott. Okay. As a writer-director myself, okay, since you wrote this film, when you finally saw the end product, when it was all said and done and you watched the end product, how close was what finally ended up coming out to what you envisioned when you wrote that script? Because sometimes things change, whether it's circumstances, whether it's locations, whether it's people you get involved, anything like that. But how close was this film to the vision you had for that script?
It was very close. There's maybe a couple of parts here and there where I wish I would have thought of something a little different, maybe that could have turned into something a little better. But overall, I'm very happy with it.
Okay, very cool. All right, since we're getting close to time here, let's go ahead and go around the horn. I want to find out what everybody's got coming up next. We know Deathwoods is coming out September 1st. Is there a particular website we can send people to that they can check in and follow on?
Yeah, so you can pre-order the movie now on Amazon. So if you want to get it now, if you have Amazon Prime, you can pre-order it right now. I think Scott was about to say Deathwoods.com. We have merch available, and anytime we have like a theatrical screening, you can get tickets to those theatrical screenings on Deathwoods.com as well. Our next one is actually this weekend at Smoky Mountain Terror in Tennessee. So on Friday at 7 p.m.
Which one of our producers on the film, he produced one of you too. He's the one who runs that convention, which is cool.
Yeah. Sorry, Scott. Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I was going to mention Deathwoods.com, and also on the Instagram and the Facebook page, we'll post the horror conventions that we'll be at, where we will be selling the physical media. And after this Friday at Smoky Mountain Terror, I'll be at the Full Moon Cineplex in Hermitage, Tennessee, doing a screening on the 4th.
Very cool. All right, so we'll start with Scott first. What do you got on your docket that's coming up next? Are you writing something? Are you getting ready to jump into another project? Or are you just going to take a break and count all the money that comes in from this? What do you got next?
So hopefully count the money, but no, I'm creating characters and kind of like a wraparound for a sequel to this. I don't want to spoil too much yet, but I want to do something a little different, but keep it the same at the same time. So you get what you got from part one, but not the exact same movie. And I do have another slasher that I've got most of a script written for, titled School's Out. It's a high school slasher. That's something I'm in the process of working on as well.
Very cool. Derek?
So yeah, I'm currently neck deep in pre-production on a movie that Jake's actually directing called Winter and Whitefish. It is a Yeti movie.
Nice.
So I am prepping some, absolutely bonkers kills for that one. Going crazy with that. But aside from that, I'm currently editing a music video that I just directed, and also writing a feature film with my buddy Corey. We're writing like an Italian style giallo slasher. So we're on our third and I think final draft of that right now. So got a lot of irons in the fire right now, but I'm just kind of taking it all as it comes, and just enjoying the creative process on the way.
Yeah, to me, we can't have enough Yeti movies because we don't hardly have any. One of my earliest ones I remember from back in the 70s, there was a movie called Snow Beast. And it's a
Snow Beast rules.
Remember that? I love that movie. People make fun of me. Like, what are you talking about? It's a great movie. But then they have a new one that just came out too called Yeti. We did a piece of it in either the last issue or the issue before. I haven't seen it yet, but the trailer looks great. The images look great. So, but that's really the only two that I can think of. There's a couple Bigfoot movies, but as far as the Yeti goes,
from like 2001, there was one called Abominable.
Yeah,
that one.
I remember that.
It's like Abominable Snowman, Bigfoot. It's kind of, but that one was pretty good. I remember watching that on the Sci-Fi Channel. Like that.
Yeah,
one.
I got turned on to that one because my friend is in that, Tiffany Shepis.
Yeah, that's the same person.
Yeah. Yep. So I enjoyed that one too. But like I said, the Yeti thing has always been something since Snow Beast. That's always been one of those things for me. So really excited to see you guys pull that one off. Now, real quick on that. The Yeti, does this mean this is going to take place in the snow?
Yeah,
that's the plan. I'll let Jake take that from here.
All right, Jake.
Yeah, so one of the producers on Deathwoods, who is from Whitefish, Montana.
Wow.
And he came to me with his first screenplay after he had so much fun with Deathwoods. He's like, I want to write something. So he wrote his first screenplay. And it's based on the real life Yeti lore in the town of Whitefish, Montana. They have an entire winter carnival that's based around it. They have their own. Because if you look up Google Whitefish, Montana, it is snow-capped mountains on all sides. It is the ski resort dream place. So yeah, he wrote this script and asked me to co-direct it with him. So it's based on real Yeti lore. We're going literally for the entire month of February to be filming in the mountains of Montana. We are going to be in negative, I don't know what degree temperature.
Negative 40.
The budget is going to go to hot hands and propane tanks.
Wear snowsuits.
Yeah.
Lots of Carhartt gear for sure.
Yeah.
The ASM for a sponsorship.
Yeah, it's going to be a time. So we are currently casting for that right now. So any of you actors out there that are listening to this, go follow Simpatico Pictures and Dr. Horror on Instagram. We have our casting call posted. You have about 5 days to submit an audition. So get them in while they're hot because we'd love to see them. So that's what we got next on our plate, Winter and Whitefish.
Well, not technically. Technically, next on your plate is in a couple of weeks.
The clock tells bells.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah,
I am really excited for this. I mean, I've been excited to work with you, Celeste, ever since the Black Canvas movie. And Lewis, our mutual friend here, is always talking about you. So this was something that I just wanted to reach out and see if we could pull off, and we were able to. So I'm really excited. And then we get a bonus because we get to work with Jake. And I love working with other filmmakers because I've never been that kind of guy that likes to be on set and this is my show and this is what I want to do. I mean, I got my vision, I got my thing, but I always like seeing how other people do certain things. I like going and volunteering with my other friends or other filmmakers because I watch them. They might be doing something or handling a situation a certain way that I like to incorporate into my thing. So I've always been open to that. I'm always learning. So I'm really curious to get you guys and get Jake on set and get him back there and see how everybody works and meshes together. And then having Celeste and Kendall, and then we're going to have the ultimate scream queen, Brink Stevens, and have the three of them. So we're really excited about this. We filmed it the first week of September, and then it's going to have a quick turnaround, and it's going to premiere on Halloween Day at the Halloween Horror Picture Show. So
hell yeah.
All right, so after the clock tells bells, Celeste, do you have anything else lined up?
So right now I'm here in Knoxville shooting a show. I've got a bunch of things coming out. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Shiver's coming out for Christmas time, so keep an eye out for Shiver Slaying All the Night. It's a Christmas slasher.
Is that
gonna be a really
confirmed
fun
coming
time.
out this Christmas?
I'm pretty sure.
I know the trailer's going to be dropping soon, so yeah, Shiver Slaying All Night.
I'm assuming it's a Christmas movie, so I would assume it's gonna come out right before Christmas.
Yeah, I've got a script that I'm writing for a Christmas horror comedy. It's called The December to Dismember, and I'm really excited about that one. So we'll see. Full show. All right, Lance, do you have any last questions you want to before we get ready to get out of here? Any last questions for anybody?
I think this has been awesome. They, I mean, they got awesome stuff going on. It's incredible. I can't wait to see Deathwoods. I've been waiting on it since I talked to Jake last time when he brought it up, and it looks amazing. So, I mean, I'm right up that. I'm kind of like you guys, grew up in the 80s, love that, 80s slasher, feeling that I'm getting from it. And I like the fact that Scott went out and gave these characters some proper story depth, character depth. Mm-hmm. So it's not just, your typical run and gun slasher that with no story behind it.
I've been hearing that stuff. I can
appreciate
from some other films and stuff like that, where they talk about how the characters weren't evolved, or these were characters that you really couldn't root for, so it was hard to really like the movie. So I do appreciate the fact that you gave them some arcs and you gave them some characters. So what I've seen so far, what I've heard so far, and everything that we talked about today, this is definitely going to be on my watch list. So just let everybody know. Remember, Screambox, September 1st, and then also it'll be out. You said it's a pre-order on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah, all VOD. Any on-demand platforms that you get your movies, it'll be there. Fandango, Prime, Roku, Google Play, YouTube Premium, buy or rent. It'll be there.
Okay. And for all those
we do have
looking
merch
for
on deathwoods.com as well. T-shirts, posters, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And anybody looking for the physical media, as I will be, it'll be coming out eventually. And when it does, you're only going to be able to buy it. So look up wherever Jake and Celeste are going to be and make sure you pick your copy up there. All right. Anything you guys
Scott at a convention.
At a convention, right. Anything you guys want to say in closing in particular?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Love talking with you guys.
Great. Thank you.
This has been rad.
Yeah, this is a movie that I've been looking forward to, like Lance said. So I really wish you guys the best. Everything that I've seen so far, hats off. The homages, everything else. I mean, I smiled when I saw that thing where it was burning. I kept saying, "Yes, this man." All right, sounds good. Because I love that stuff. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to push you guys back to the green room real quick so we can say goodbye to everybody, and then we'll come back and give you a proper goodbye. Okay?
Cool.
Thanks,
y'all.
y'all.
See you in a bit.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, I'm like you. I think it was Amy that first told me about the movie. So I was all excited to hear about it. When the trailer dropped, I think she sent me a link to it. So I got to see the trailer the first time. And right then from the trailer, that's all I felt was 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Absolutely.
is right up my alley because I love stuff like that.
I mean, you can feel the Friday the 13th, the sleepaway camp. I mean, it's all there, and it looks like it's done proper. That's what I can appreciate.
Yeah, it does look like it. You can tell that they put some effort into it. You can see the special effects, even though they didn't give a lot away. They gave enough away to where you can get a feel that there's going to be some cool kills there. So
and honestly, after talking to Scott a little bit and seeing everything that he had to go through to try and bring it to life, I can feel the emotion, and I think that's going to show through on screen through the film.
Yeah, I like the fact that, like he said, that the film ended up filming pretty much the way he saw it in the script so many times. I mean, my films as well. So many times things happen and things alternate and change and stuff, and it doesn't end up coming out the way you envisioned it. Sometimes it's for good, for bad, whatever. But it's nice to know that he got his vision to come through. So,
yeah,
all right,
absolutely.
remember, deathwoods.com. Check it out. It'll be out on Screambox September 1st. And VOD everywhere. So check it out. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be announcing our next podcast here shortly. And just stay tuned. Take care, everybody.